Hi guys, I'm Danica.
And I'm Damien.
And this is Couponing and Cooking with the Gabbs. Okay, now for today guys, we are going to be doing a no-bake chocolate mud pie. Now this is not our original recipe. We did get this from another YouTuber, which I will be linking in the description box below for the full recipe and his full video. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a chocolate crust. But in the original YouTube video, they used a Oreo cookie crust, I believe.
Yep, they used some Oreos and they chopped them up in a food processor and added butter. But once again, that original video will be linked in the description box if you are interested in making your own chocolate cookie crust. This one is a store-bought. It is not Oreo, but it is a chocolate one, so that is up to your discretion which one you would choose.
Alright, so the first thing you'll need is baker's chocolate. This one is semi-sweet, and you're going to need 6 ounces. This is a 4-ounce pack, but we ended up getting 2.
Okay, so what you're going to do is be very careful and make sure you have a really sharp knife. And you're going to coarsely chop that baker's semi-sweet chocolate. And the easiest way to do this is to, each brick is separated. So, if you cut down the lines that are already pre-separated for you, it'll make it a lot easier. And make sure you put your hand on the back of the knife so that you don't chop off your nails or your fingers. And just rock your knife back and forth, and you're going to just coarsely chop this, the entire 6 ounces. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and get 2 bowls. What you're going to do is separate your egg whites with your egg yolks. Now there's a couple ways to do this. You can either use the shell if you crack it down the middle, and then you can just go back and forth, but be sure that you don't break your yolk. Or you can use your fingers like Damien is doing and let the little white snot part. You just use your fingers and go back and forth so that the whites can go into one bowl and be completely separated from your yolk. Open your fingers just a little bit so that it can go through. And just do your best to not break the yolk. That should be good enough. And you're going to do that for 5 eggs. Now my plan is to not waste anything because we're only going to be using the yolks. I'm going to take the whites that are left over and put them in a container in the refrigerator. And those are going to be used for Thanksgiving breakfast, and I'll just combine it with more eggs.
That's good?
Once you have your egg yolks separated, put your whites to the side, or like I said, I'm going to use it for breakfast on Thanksgiving. And you're going to whisk together your yolks. And then you're going to set that to the side. Okay, that's good. Okay, now you're going to get 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. And then to that, you're going to add 1/2 of a cup of milk. And then you're going to whisk that together in your bowl just to combine it. And then when you're done, just set it aside. Okay, now in a medium saucepan. Now this one is bigger. This is not a saucepan. This is a pot. But I just thought this would be better. you're going to add 1 cup of cream. And then you're going to add 1½ cup of milk. Then you're going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. And then you're going to whisk this on medium-high heat. Now, once you have whisked it to combine, let it heat up and come to temperature a little bit. But I'll let you know, milk and heat are not friends. So, you do need to stand by. Don't go anywhere because milk has a very high tendency to boil over very quickly. Okay, now we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of espresso. Now, the recipe does call for instant espresso. For the life of me, I couldn't find instant, so I used regular espresso only because it's 1/2 teaspoonful. Other than that, anything higher than that, rather, you would taste the granules. But for this very small amount, it'll be okay. You won't even find them. So if you wanted to take that option, you could, but you don't have to. You can look for the instant espresso. And then you're going to keep on whisking because, like I said, milk has a very high tendency to boil over. So you do have to keep on whisking. So once it comes to its boiling point, we're going to cut this off. And now you're going to whisk up your cornstarch and mixture. And then that is going to go into your 5 eggs in your other bowl. Whisk. Keep whisking. Now be sure that you do whisk once you pour it in so that it can be combined properly. Okay, now we're going to transfer this to a bigger bowl because now we're going to do what's called tempering. We're going to slowly add our hot mixture to our egg and cornstarch and milk mixture. Sorry. Now also to this, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, just a splash. And we're going to whisk that to combine it. Looks good. Good job. We ain't got scrambled eggs. Now we're going to add this back to the saucepan. Now be sure when you are pouring your hot milk mixture, you are whisking profusely. Because if not, you're going to have scrambled eggs. That's how you temper eggs. Now once you put it back in the saucepan, you're going to whisk this and bring it back to temperature again. And then this is going to sit on medium-high heat until boiling. And we're going to whisk throughout until it starts to thicken. That's what the egg yolks were for. And the cornstarch. That's going to thicken this and it's going to turn into a butterscotch color. I just wanted to show this part to you guys. Let me bring you a little bit closer. You can see it's starting to turn colors. And then I've been me and Damien both have been alternating whisking. And you can see it's popping through the middle, starting to boil. So it's coming up to temperature. But because that cornstarch is in here, you want to keep on whisking or else it's going to start sticking. Because this isn't gravy. Well, gravy you have to keep whisking as well and stirring. So just keep stirring. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add our chocolate. Ours didn't turn exactly butterscotch, but it's like a darker ivory color, kind of, sort of. So at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and add our semi-sweet chocolate that we chopped earlier. And then also to this, we're going to add just one more splash of vanilla extract. Now you're going to go ahead and just whisk that together.
What am I doing? Because you said your arms are tired.
Alright, you can do the rest of it.
You sure?
And you're going to whisk it until thoroughly incorporated. And then you're going to turn off the heat. From what I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it has to be completely butterscotch. Because once you add your chocolate into this, it's chocolate. And you're just going to whisk this together until it looks like this, like with a little light gloss on it. And then you're going to pour it into your chocolate pie crust. And then I'll spread it down.
Okay, I think you can scrape.
So what we're going to do is stick this in the refrigerator so that it can go ahead and chill up a bit before we move on to our topping. Okay guys, so this is the Candy Quick brand dark chocolate that we chose from Walmart for the topping for our mud pie. So this is actually a microwave tray. So we just heated it up 1 minute at a time and stirred in between so that we can lay down a candy coating on top of our pie. Okay, now right here, we just got some Cool Whip. We did let that pie chill overnight so that the candy coating could be nice and hard. And then we topped it off with just some regular original Cool Whip. Now right here, we just took some of that semi-sweet baker's chocolate that was left over and sprinkled it over the top of the pie just to finish it off. And here is our finished pie. We had a lot of fun doing this together. Okay guys, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So happy cooking and couponing with love, and stay safe. Bye.